Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-April 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Aries. It's totally fine if you find this video a few days before the middle of the month, a few days after the middle of the month. You'll find it when you need it, Aries. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps me greatly when you subscribe, and you'll be notified when I post videos in the future. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you the meaning of the tarot cards, but also provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we are going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close for you, so the last few weeks. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of April. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in our 5th and final column, we are going to do a message from our future self or spirit guide, so something for you to carry into the month of April. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a healing crystal, and a healing note for you. But let's see here what your summary card is. We have the card absence. So likely you've been feeling a little disconnected the last few weeks, Aries. But let's see what messages come through. Crooked here, sorry. The first card that we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a very patient card, but it does often indicate new money, raise, or job, some sort of money news. So likely some money movement for you the last few weeks, Aries. The next card that we have is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a necessary transition. Could also be moving or relocating. If you look at this person, their head is hanging low, they're faced away from us. The card looks kind of gloomy. There's lots of swords stuck in the boat. This card is moving forward in a really positive direction. So you are going through some sort of necessary transition right now, Aries. Then at the bottom here, we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenge, obstacles. However, if you look at this card, they're fighting with wands instead of fighting with swords. So I often describe this as like small bumps in the road. So things that are happening, they aren't great, but they aren't horrible, but it's making things a little bit more challenging than they would typically be. Now, Aries, let's clarify this column and see what other messages I have for you. The first card we have is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of waiting for results. It could also be a card of travel. You did have that moving or relocating card and a travel card here, so there definitely could be some travel the last few weeks for you. But the Two of Wands is waiting. So, and it's paired on top of that Page of Pentacles, which is a card of patience. You have a waiting and a patience card together. But it does seem like there's new job, raise, or money news. However, that money news associated with the Page of Pentacles, you probably had to be patient and wait for quite some time. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very fast-paced lifestyle change. You see how quickly the horse and rider are moving on this card. So no doubt you're going through some sort of lifestyle change, and it's something that happens quite quickly now. But definitely a necessary transition there for you. The next card we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is an interesting card. It has a couple different meanings, but it is a card of like apathy or feeling unfulfilled. I feel like in general, Aries, you're feeling a little unfulfilled. Sorry, the cat wants to come say hello to you. In general, I'm feeling like you're feeling a little unfulfilled, and that could be what's leading to some of these Five of Wands challenges. Like in general, things are just a little harder than they should be, a little more challenging than you'd like them to be. But when you're feeling unfulfilled or feeling that kind of feeling of apathy, it does make things a little bit more challenging overall. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is what's happening through the end of April. So just kind of a general look at what we got going on. We have the card Reaction. Reaction's an interesting card, and when I see this, it means two things. Sometimes it's like saying that there are feelings that you haven't responded to and you need to react to still, or it can kind of be a warning to maybe not overreact to certain feelings. But let's see where this takes us, see what cards and messages we have underneath there. The cat would really like to be part of your reading today. Sorry, everyone. Let's see here what we've got. The first card we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of feeling kind of low. If you look at this, the card is gloomy. This person is laying down on the ground and they have a bunch of swords stuck into them. This is a card of like feeling that you're kind of at rock bottom. I will say on the note of reaction, I feel like there are some feelings associated with this Ten of Swords that do still need to be processed for you, Aries. The next card we have is the Magician card. The Magician card is a card of turning your visions into reality. It's very inspired action. If you look at this card, there's a pentacle, a cup, a sword, a wand. It's really you can have anything and do anything. So make sure that you have very positive intentions going into the end of April. Be really clear on what you want, Aries, because every day you're creating your reality. The next card that we have is the Justice card. The Justice card is a cause and effect card, a win-win card. It's truth coming out. This is also a card related to legal or contracts. So if you're having any legal or contract type things, this is a good outcome for you. But again, this is cause and effect. So what you focus on, what you're putting in, you are going to receive back, Aries. So again, be careful and be thoughtful with your energies this month and what you're focusing on. Let's clarify this row. The first clarifying card we have is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is having lots and lots of choices. If you look at this card, there's something different in each cup. This is also a card of commitment issues. So some of you could be going through some commitment issues. Maybe it's you or maybe it's another person. But I do feel like the commitment issues or the lots of different options are associated with those kind of low feelings with the Ten of Swords there. The next card that we have is the Hangman. The Hangman is quite literally what it seems. You're kind of hanging there by your foot, waiting for more information, waiting for your next move. It's very stagnant energy. It is paired with the Magician card, though, that's saying that you can have whatever you want. You can turn your visions into reality. So some of you are feeling stuck when you shouldn't be feeling stuck. Even if the next step may not seem apparent or the next step isn't easy to see, maybe you just don't know what the next step is, Aries, you need to try and move forward anyways, because again, you can obtain whatever you want, even if the path isn't really clear for you. Then at the bottom here, we have the Page of Pentacles. We had the Page of Pentacles earlier as well. Again, this is that new money, job, raise, some sort of money news. It could be contract or legal related, just given the Justice card. But I feel like this is, again, cause and effect. So you've worked really hard and now you will be getting the financial benefits of whatever you've been working towards, Aries. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. Again, anything we associate with money. The cup cards are sticking out pretty strongly here. Cups are typically water signs. And it's very emotional type energy, so do keep that in mind. But the first card that we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawing, retreating, moving on. If you look at this card here, the Eight cups are stacked quite nicely, but yet this person is still moving away. I do think a lot of you could be switching jobs or finding a different way to make money. The next card that we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned. If you look at this, these 5 cups are spilt and this person is essentially grieving these cups being spilt. So there are some low feelings around money or work this month, but of course we're going to take a look at that and see if we can clarify a little bit further. The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense, protecting yourself against competition. If you see this person here, they're standing with their 1 wand, and then there's these other 6 wands trying to hit them. So there could be feelings of like competition or having to defend your work this month or going into the end of this month. But let's clarify this column and see what other messages we can get here. The first card we have is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, anytime we have an ace card, is a card of newness. The Ace of Swords, though, specifically is some sort of mental clarity. So as we look at the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Swords together, I feel like some of you are making this move because either it's not fulfilling or you're realizing now it's not quite what you want, or maybe you're not being paid fairly, or maybe they're like not good morals around the company, or maybe it's just like not what you were promised. But it does seem like there's some sort of mental clarity that's prompting you to make this move. The next card that we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having lots and lots of burdens. So we were talking about earlier the Five of Cups, having low feelings. So you do have two low feeling cards here. I think there are a lot of you that are feeling overwhelmed, feeling not valued, feeling stressed, feeling exhausted, just wishing for something better when it comes to work. Then at the bottom we have the Hermit card. The Hermit card is a card of going within for clarity. It's being on your own personal quest, finding your own personal truth. Again, I do feel like a lot of you are having to defend your work with the Seven of Wands, or there's competition that you didn't know would be there. And it's just not part of what you want or who you want to be. So I do think likely all of these factors will drive you to looking for a new job. You're just not fulfilled. You're not on your personal path. You're having to defend yourself. You're feeling burnt out. So I do likely see a work shift for the majority of you coming in the near future here, just given these factors. If you do really like your job and you're feeling burnt out, make sure you're resting and taking care of yourself as well. You don't always have to leave your job, but it does feel like there's some movement going away, some new opportunity, new clarity on what you want. Now we're going to take a look at our next column, which is love. Anything related to love, family, friends, children, relationships, etc. And let's see what we have here. The first card we have is the Star card. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, another card of inner clarity, of side-by-side inner clarity cards here. I feel like for those of you that are in a relationship, some way, somehow, your energies around the relationship are going to be renewed. Maybe just you and your partner decide that you really do want to commit to each other. Maybe you're like doing something like date nights every night that motivates you a little bit more. But it does feel like a renewal of energy around the relationships. Maybe you mend ends with a friend or family member as well. But this can also be a card of being in the spotlight. So you could be getting recognized. Also, like your partner or spouse might be recognizing you. I'm not quite sure. We're going to clarify that card a little bit more. But whether you're single in a relationship, I feel like that's a good card all around for you. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. If you look at this card, this person built a wall around themselves. It's not so much a wall, though, as it is a fence. All these wands are stuck into the ground, and this is filtering what we do want and what we don't want. So it's like only letting the good things in. Definitely relationship advice there. Make sure you have good boundaries as it relates to relationships. Definitely boundaries are important as in this love column this month. The next card that we have is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is, again, anytime we have an ace card, a card of newness. This is typically new job, raise, promotion, investment, some sort of new income. When I see this card in the love column, oftentimes it's like your partner or husband or wife or spouse or someone in your family is getting a new job, or there's some sort of new money near you. Not to say that it's not your new money, but typically it's somebody around you when I see that card. But let's clarify this column here. The first card that we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a very healing card, very well supported. Interestingly enough, like I said, there was like some sort of renewal of energy as it relates to love, Aries, and I'm really not sure exactly what it is with the star, but there is like that renewal, good, positive energy coming through. The Queen of Cups is very much so a card of healing. So I do think some of you are going to be doing healing again, whether you're single or in a relationship. That seems to kind of unlock and renew your outlook on love in general. Again, it could be a reunion. You could be mending an old friendship or relationship as well. The next card that we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. And what I'm getting from this, I don't think that any of you will be getting divorced or going through a breakup per se this month. Of course, some of you probably will be. But in general, I feel like this is saying old relationships, old heartbreaks have now led you to set these boundaries, Aries. So that's what the Nine of Wands and the Three of Swords paired together are coming through as. Then at the bottom, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. This needs to be you. Whether you're single or in a relationship, you need to be confident, you need to be self-assured. Perhaps these two cards are pairing together because somebody that you're close to, again, I think will be having that new job or new money news. So you might be spending more time alone or having to be a little bit more independent with this other person's new job. But being confident and being self-assured is something you should do all the time, regardless. So now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Clarity. Let's see what messages come through here. When you see the Clarity card, it's pretty much always you're getting some sort of new clarity that you didn't have before. But let's see what cards we get here. The first card we have is the Emperor card. The Emperor card is a card of respect, leadership, strategic planning. The Emperor card I really like because it's like a long-term card. It's saying what you're doing is long-term, what you're doing is strategic, what you're doing is right. Some of you could also be moving into a leadership role if you're not already. This is very much so a leader card. This can also be a card of fertility for some of you that are hoping to grow your family. This is oftentimes a good card for fertility, but with these messages that the way this row is coming through, I feel like you're getting clarity on what you want in the future. The next card that we have is the Queen of Cups. We just have the Queen of Cups in this row next to us here. This is again this card of healing, being supported, being nurtured. Overall a good card with the Queen of Cups. I feel like healing and life experiences are also leading you to this clarity and leading you to know what you want in life. Then at the bottom here, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card of romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage. Some of you could be getting engaged, you could be getting married. That could be that long-term energy. But a lot of this is like feeling love related. You're getting really clear on what you want from your love life. But let's clarify this column and see what other messages I can give you here. The first card we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of self-defense, having to protect ourselves. We did have that Seven of Wands earlier. I feel like you're entering into a new period of respect. Again, respect is a huge, huge word when it comes to the Emperor card or meaning of the Emperor card. So you won't be in this position for much longer where you have to defend yourself or you feel like there's other competition. There will be a much more respectful environment coming for you, Aries. The next card we have is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is having to compromise or make a decision. Again, I feel like oftentimes healing is a decision, so this is saying this is healing that you need to decide to do so you can get that clarity, so you can be on that long-term path. Then at the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very much so a new love card. So I feel like this is saying is when we're clear what we want from love, then we can have this new relationship, whether it's with the same person or with somebody entirely new. But all of these things are going to lead you to this new love interest. All right. At this point in time, I'm going to give the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause this video and think of them really quick. Question number 1, though, is the 7 of Diamonds. This is number 38 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 4 of spades. This is the number 49 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the Jack of Diamonds. This is number 14 card. That's going to be a yes. So you have yes, no, yes, Aries. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a Crystal of the Month from our Healing Notes deck. You got Adventuring this month, which is good for meditation, introspective. It gives you inner and outer peace, and it helps you do things at the right time. Keep that crystal with the month of April, throughout the month of April with you, and that will help support you. Then last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. And your Healing Note says, all healing is first a healing of the heart. Thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. When you subscribe to my channel, first and foremost, that does help me very greatly. But also, once you're subscribed, you'll be notified when I post new videos. If you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you again, Aries, and have a wonderful April.